Hello everyone, welcome to Mind to Mind. I am Dharitri Datta. I am a clinical psychologist currently practicing at AKZ Schovians. So as you know, we are celebrating World Mental Health Day for the past 1 week, and today we have come to the final discussion of our lecture series. So the topic that I will be discussing today is keeping sanity at the times of crisis. So crisis is a very common term, right? We often use the word crisis. But what does crisis actually mean? So crisis is a situation where a person finds it difficult to effectively deal with the stressful changes in the environment. Where the person feels that he or she is being threatened, the person feels the presence of physical harm, okay, or where the person finds it difficult or impossible to go on with his daily routine, or where there is, you know, lack of clear information regarding what is going on. So these are some of the characteristics of crisis. But one thing that we need to remember is that what is a crisis for me may not be a crisis for you, because we are different, right? We have our own resiliency, we have our own ways of coping with stress. So what represents as a crisis to me may not be a crisis to you. But one thing that is common across everybody is that when we see a situation as significantly frightening, when we see that we have used all our coping resources, when we see that we do not have any more alternative to deal with the solution, we feel stuck, when we feel helpless, we reach a state of psychological disequilibrium, and that disequilibrium is related to a lot of negative emotions like anxiety, worry, sadness, frustration, anger, etc. So yes, crisis has a negative connotation to it, but if we look at the brighter side, crisis also allows us an opportunity to grow, because when we try to deal with a situation, when we try to come out from a crisis situation, we learn new skills, we try new problem solving methods. So in a way, there is a growth in ourselves. So crisis does offer us an opportunity to grow. Now coming to the pandemic, this is the crisis that we all have experienced in one way or the other. It has affected the physical health of lakhs and lakhs of people across the globe. But when we talk about mental health, each and every single one of us is affected by it to a lesser or to a greater extent. The pandemic has brought insecurity, it has brought confusion, uncertainty, emotional isolation, stigma, discriminatory practices, a range of negative emotions, unhealthy behavioral practices. So basically, it has brought a lot of negative consequences to everyone in general. But on the other hand, during this pandemic, during this lockdown, we also try to connect to people in new means. Okay, we try to connect to others with innovative ways, like the teachers started taking classes online, the students also started taking their exams online, the professionals started holding meetings, webinars online. We use social media or other digital platforms to get connected to our near ones. So we also grew technologically during this crisis period. Again, having said that, definitely I cannot deny the negative consequence that this pandemic has brought in all of us. And as the WHO report is saying, the mental health consequences are going to last for long. Okay, so now I want to discuss a few ways by which we can keep our mental health intact, or we can protect our mental health. So let's start with understanding the theme of this year's Mental Health Day. So the theme was mental health for everyone, greater access, greater investment, greater access. So one particular investment that we all need to make at this particular point of time is to invest in our own self, which is very easy, right? That particularly means that we need to devote a portion of our time, our effort, our energy in our own self. We need to be in touch with our emotions. We need to be in touch with our behaviors, our reactions, our responses. Okay, that is very important. Why? Because when we are aware of our emotions, when we are aware of our feelings, we can maintain it if it is a positive emotion, and we can manage it or we can modify it if it is a negative emotion. Let me give you an example. Suppose a person is stressed due to the rising unemployment. Okay, a person is stressed due to this economic crisis that is going on around the world. Let's say the person is aware that he is being anxious, and he is being anxious due to this reason. Okay, so in such a scenario, it would be good for the person to stay away from the news. It would be good for the person to not read a newspaper, or to stay away from a person who has recently lost his or her job. Because if we engage in any of these behaviors, it's more likely to make our anxiety worse, right? So by knowing our feelings, by knowing our emotions at a particular moment, we could protect ourselves from making it worse. So yes, it's very important that we invest in ourselves, we introspect, and we try to understand who we are, what our feelings are, what our likes are, what our dislikes are, and be mindful of our own feelings, emotions, and behaviors. Secondly, it's important that we have a structure. We have a routine in our daily life. In a period like this, during a crisis, there is a lot of uncertainty that is going on. So having a structure allows us to have certainty in our life, because then we would be knowing what we are doing and why are we doing that. Okay, so structure allows us to have certainty. Secondly, if we have a routine, if we have a structure for our day, we become more productive. Okay, because you know what you are doing and why are you doing it. So at the end of the day, when you reflect back, you see that you have accomplished the task that you have set for the day, and that gives you a sense of satisfaction, that gives you a sense of accomplishment, which is very healthy for your mental health. Thirdly, having a structure also protects us from the grip of procrastination. Now, if you look back, initially when the lockdown was imposed, I'm sure most of us spend our time, by watching the news excessively, by, binge watching a number of series online, engaging in mobile or internet games, so we wasted a lot of time because we did not know what else to be done at that particular time, because we cannot go out, our movement was restricted. So we spent a lot of time in the TV or in the social media, or in the internet, and we unknowingly we were also in a grip of procrastination. So if we have a structure, we can stay away from this grip of procrastination, and we can be more productive. Thirdly, what I want to discuss is about the need to share. A lot of mental health professionals or any other professionals are talking these days about sharing. Talk to somebody. Yes, this is indeed very important, because when we talk with others, when we share with others, we immediately feel lighthearted. It helps us to feel good about ourselves. By when we share with others, we feel we are supported. When we share with others, we feel that we are not alone. Okay, not alone in a difficult time like this. We also get the feeling that others are also going through something similar, so I am not alone in it. So that gives the strength that we need in a difficult situation like this. Now, if you find it difficult to go out because you are concerned about safety measures, and the anxiety related to COVID is there in the environment, so if you are being anxious about that, now a lot of telecounseling or online counseling sessions are available. So these are trained professionals, these are trained to listen to you, help you or guide you with the necessary actions that are to be taken. So if you are anxious about going out, you can opt for these options even from the safety of your home. So please, if you are going through a particular negative emotion for a long period of time that is affecting your sleep, that is affecting your appetite, affecting your daily functioning, feel free and reach out to somebody. Okay, reach, or if you do not have somebody around you, then reach out to these mental health professionals who are there to help you at this particular time of crisis. uh, the next thing that I want to stress is about engaging in pro-social behaviors. You know, helping somebody is very refreshing to our mind, especially in a period like this when we all are suffering, when we all are hurting. We need to stand with each other so we can be a support to one another, and it works in two ways. First, when you help somebody, yes, you are definitely helping to relieve the pain of the other person. And secondly, when you could help somebody, it also gives a satisfaction to yourself that yes, I could be of help to somebody, so that gives you the happiness, or that gives you a feeling of contentment. So helping somebody helps. And when I'm saying helping or engaging in pro-social behavior, it does not mean you have to do something very big. Okay, it can be the simple act of listening to somebody, or it can be simple act of giving your time to somebody who wants to talk to you. That is also a pro-social behavior in its simplest form. So try and find out ways by which you can help others, and volunteer in organizations of this sort who are trying to help people, because this definitely gives a uh, lot of satisfaction to our own self. Next point that I want to stress is about being self-compassionate. So one of our speakers have just talked about self-compassion in detail. So it's very important that we love ourselves. We give ourselves the space and time to explore and find out what we really like. Uh, During the lockdown, a lot of people, they they tried exploring their skills, and many of them found out that they are good at many different activities, and they posted it in the social media where again people encouraged them. So that served as a reinforcement that helped them to continue with their skills. But there is another group of people who started feeling left out because of it. Okay, they started feeling that if he can do it, why can't I? Don't I have any skills? And they also started engaging in skills or activities which are not meant for them, maybe. So these recreational activities are for your relaxation. These are supposed to boost your mental health. These are not supposed to be a source of another stress. So engage in recreational activities, engage in hobbies that you like, not because someone else is doing. Engage in activities that you know that you are good at, or engage in activities that you want to excel in, not because you want to prove it to somebody. Uh, do not engage in unhealthy competition with others in social media just because you want to prove it to others, or just because you want to you know you want to be better than somebody else. Engage in activities that you are best at. So give yourself the space, give yourself the time to explore, and concentrate on your own self. Don't be harsh on yourself. Don't push yourself so hard that it becomes a stress for you. Then the next point that I want to talk about is media literacy. uh, we need to be wise consumer of information that we are taking in, because the information that is available around us has a direct consequence on our mental health. And especially during this pandemic, this term infodemic has emerged, information pandemic, because there is such a huge amount of information that is available around us that it creates more anxiety amongst the public, and especially when we do not know whether this information that we have in front of us is reliable or not. So when a particular message in WhatsApp or social media triggers a particular emotion in you, pause and try to understand what is the reason that this emotion is coming out, why you are feeling this way about this particular post. Is it worth sharing? Okay, and what is the source of this information? So that is something very important that we all need to be doing in order to reduce this fake news that is there all over, which is leading to more anxiety than there should actually be. So we need to be literate in terms of the information that we are consuming, and focus more on the healthy information, focus more on the positive aspects that are happening, rather than going by the death rate or the number of cases that are rising. Focus more on the recovery rates. So focus more on the positive aspects, because that will bring you the peace to your mind that you need at a period like this. And lastly, we have talked, everybody has talked about it. I just want to mention it about need for physical exercise and a good diet, because your physical health is very directly related to your mental health, and in order to keep physically fit, you need physical exercises. So engage in any kind of physical exercise that you like, be it jogging, walking, dancing, playing any outdoor games, whatever you feel like. But at least give 20 to 25 minutes of your day to physical exercise to feel fit, so that you feel fit even mentally, because it's very much related, as I already said. So with that, I come to an end to my talk. I just want to emphasize once again that it's about time we become we become aware of the importance of our mental health. Our mental health is as important as our physical health, and when we realize it, we become more aware. When we become more aware, we can also work towards reducing the stigma that is associated with mental health. With that, I want to thank all of you for listening. I want to thank our speakers, Mr. Karthik Gupta, Mr. Devastuti Borwa, Chalmaya Sharma, Arun Jacob, Gina Bordoloi, Nelson Matthew, for giving their valuable input on different mental health related topics. I also want to thank our viewers. We have got an overwhelming response from all of you, and the fact that you all are viewing, or you all are appreciating our works, also shows the need for more such talks. So Mind the Mind will be initiating more such talks in the future, and I hope you all will support and cooperate us throughout this venture of spreading awareness related to mental health. We welcome your feedback, we welcome your queries and suggestions. I will be sharing my email ID down below. So if you have any suggestion, any queries, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you once again. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.